Conversations in the Mag.
I'll fix it one.
Welcome to Conversations in the Mag.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to Conversations with the Mac. So today we just wanted to jump on here and really get at it. Talk about some things that's going on today. Inauguration. And so I got my co-host here with me. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. I go by the name of Dr. Heath, the one and only.
My name is Shaun Andrews. I am coordinator with the African American Male Initiative.
My name is Alejandro Ibrahim. I'm a sophomore at North Carolina Central University.
He's trying to be modest today.
Wait,
He's trying to be modest today, you can see. So I guess we're going to open up conversations in the Mac.
Hold up.
We go to random topics all the time. We discuss a lot of different topics throughout the day. So I guess I want to start with the inauguration today. What's your thoughts and feelings? I thought we was going to see the world go to a civil war today. Ain't that what they told us? Or they scared the military was out there. Which one?
Man,
Or they were bluffing?
Donald Trump just left and Joe Biden just entered. That's it.
That's it?
So you don't see any type of benefit or any type of exchange or a positive exchange. It's just like one from another.
Yeah, it's just one going from another. That's it. It's just Donald Trump left, Joe Biden entered, and we're back to a different president, really.
So you don't see any change happening?
No,
It's
we gotta
business
change.
as usual.
Yeah, we got to change ourselves first. We got to change what's going on around us. Then we can actually make change. It starts with self.
Self. So, I talk to you a lot. We talk about these conversations all the time. And by the way, this is not sponsored by Aquafina.
And we got another brother
Oh, yeah.
to join us, Brother Joe. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Joel, another student here at NCCU.
Okay. Classification.
Freshman?
So how you feel today, man?
I mean,
Was this your first time voting?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
First time voting.
First time voting. So did you see your vote count?
I mean, yeah, I'm glad. I would have been mad if I voted last election. My vote didn't count.
You feel like it's business as usual as well?
I mean, yeah, because think about the presidency thing. I mean, there are some changes, but they aren't as big as people make them out to be.
So with our elections, right, so we know that with Donald Trump, it was a major shift because we saw really a cowboy in office, right? President Obama, a lot of people thought that he was going to be the savior of black people. Really didn't pan out that way. So, like, in y'all generation, how do elections and voting and things, like, what kind of, how much confidence do y'all have in that whole process? And then, too, so how do y'all view elected leaders? Are y'all motivated to be in the process? Or
I mean, as far as like elections and political stuff or whatever, I feel like, because with presidency, that's not going to change like your day-to-day life. Because like, personally, honestly, my day-to-day life through Trump's whole presidency hasn't changed at all. Because that's why people put like too much onto like presidency. I mean, because it's important, but people should put that same energy into like local officials. Because that's going to have more of a direct impact on you.
I feel like, as he said, the local officials going to have more of a direct, impact on you. But at the same time, it's like every 4 years, they bombarding us to vote. And I mean, I'm not really seeing the progress in it. And I understand like the local is more important because you see like Atlanta, they got a lot of success going on there because, they got more local power. But still, in terms of like fixing the neighborhood and community, we got to put our own money and our time and effort towards that because the president's not going to fix that.
Well, I feel that voting is what it is. But if we're going to put our own money in our own community, we got to get people at the table who look like us, who can make those decisions to vote to get you the money, right? So if I'm a local, say I'm a community program, and I'm trying to get $150,000 from, you said, Atlanta. But if none of us around the table, none of our elected officials, my proposal is probably going to get pushed to the side. And Bobby Ray then going to get it. It's going to go to the construction company. You get what I'm saying? So when you say voting, we have to get to the table.
Yeah, but we also got money ourselves. We got to use that and pull that together amongst ourselves. Like, we gotta sacrifice some of the things we do.
But so one of the things I think that we don't realize when we talk about putting our money, like taking our money out of our pockets, right, put it into the community, which is admirable and we should do that. But what we don't understand is like we pay taxes. So to Dr. Heath's point, if I'm paying taxes, and we all paying taxes, but the money is going to the side of town that doesn't benefit us, we need to have people in the process that's going to funnel that money that we already pay out of our paychecks back to our community in addition to what we give out of our pockets. Because it's almost like with we take a look at the Black Lives Matter movement and the whole conversation with police officers. Whenever we pay taxes, it's like we're paying taxes for our own destruction, because police are paid by what? The taxes that we pay.
Tax dollars.
So it's like it's almost like taxation without representation. That was the whole like what we founded on as an American country. And a lot of times like we don't realize that it comes down to economics. We're being taxed without being represented. And so when we say, well, man, let's not worry about voting, let's take money out of our pockets. Like, to me, like, hell no. Like, because my money, like you said, is going over to Bobby Joe and them. You know,
As soon as you see them sidewalks starting to get being built in neighborhoods, you know some construction coming.
Yep.
You know some gentrification coming. So just look for the sign. Like, to say voting doesn't matter, just ordinary day, I get it. Like, we have a black VP, we done had a black president. But you guys are in college now, so you got to make moves to get to the table, become senators. That's how you break a system. You can have all the money in the world, but if you can't break that system, what good is your dollar? In my opinion.
But with my money, I can finance what I want, how I want it to be. Because you know me.
You still got to get.
I believe in some
but
things
you
that the
still got to
government
go
definitely
through
not going to
zoning.
finance.
You still got to get.
You know that good and well.
You still got to get approval.
Well, I mean, it depends. If I buy land, right, and it's my property.
You got to get approval to buy the land.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, shoot. Me and my guys, we buy a vacant house, right? And then we turn it into like community meeting room. Like when we do like a brotherhood session and stuff like that, right? And we talk about things that I know the government don't want to hear black men talking about, right? But I know that I'm doing it and I'm not asking them for money to do that. What's the problem? Because when you're taking money from the government, sometimes they can dictate what you do with that money. Like, there's a brother trying to make a Pan-African school, right? He can't go to the government for that. The government not going to give it to him.
That's true.
Because that school is going to be geared towards us. And there's some strict things going on in there that the government will not want to give their money to. So that's the benefit a lot of times of us using our own money. We get to set the lines on what we want to do with our own program.
Yeah, but then too, like you got to look deeper than that. Like if you're looking at from the state and local level, there are zoning laws, there are districts that are set up based on voting. So there are a lot of things that if we aren't integrated into that process, if you're just looking at it from a purely like I'm going to spend my money, you're going to be zoned out or voted out or being lawed out of real benefits because you're not in that process. And so, like, you will be a white supremacist dream because you will be blind to everything.
Yes, sir.
You're like, man, he
Always
don't do
trying
anything
to-
but spend his own money.
Give him the mic.
I'm gonna make a law. You're gonna create a business or start a school, and I'm gonna zone it to a way that you're gonna still benefit me. And you're gonna be like, well, how did this happen? Because you weren't in the process. You weren't at the table.
Well, hey, I did say local is important. I did say that.
And think about this. I'm gonna give you another idea. If you ever see the news and they'll have these zoning meetings.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we don't go to zoning meetings. If we talk about black power, we should go see where they're about to build at. Go buy that land. They got to come that way anyway. So what these white guys do, they go out there to these zoning meetings. Oh, they coming this way? Let me go buy that regular house right there. It might sit for 3-4 years. But when they come through, they're going to offer him, we're going to give you $300,000. He might have spent $30,000 for the house. So it's voting, but it's big. We got to be inquisitive. And if you got the money, okay. But if you don't have the inside track, this guys be calling inside trading. If I was on the team, I'd say, Mr. Andrews, they about to build over there on the other side of Central. Go over there and buy you a couple acres.
Isn't inside trading illegal?
Well, that's been going on for years.
I'm just saying.
It's illegal. That's what we're saying. But they telling their brothers where to go.
Yeah, you have to, when we understand like the process of being American, it is not the fair and the just. Like that's how it is. You know what I'm saying? Even to Dr. Heath's point, whenever you take a look at cities, like even if you start a business, right? So right here on Fayetteville Street, if you want to start a business, the proper way to do it. So every city has something called a feasibility study. You can go down to the courthouse and you look at a feasibility study, and based on your zip code, they will tell you what businesses will be successful. This is all public information. Right here on Fayetteville Street, they probably have 1,000 hair salons. They'll tell you the economic makeup of the community. And so Chick-fil-A will come in and take a look at that and say, hell no, I ain't putting no Chick-fil-A on Fayetteville Street. I might put one inside Central, but I'm not going to put one in Fayetteville Street, because they know that the population will not support that. The same reason you won't go to a upscale community and see an AutoZone. Why is that?
Because the population won't support it.
Yeah, rich people don't work on their own cars. Like, because these things, so you have to understand the inner workings of government and systems to even be successful. So you can't just like throw your money out there, because it's gonna be throwing up your money in the money pit. So it's just knowledge and understanding and bringing people on and knowing that, hey, I need to go rub elbows with the brother at City Hall.
Yeah, I need to.
And he might not be your color.
Nah, there ain't no brother at no City Hall now.
But see, you got to learn how to play.
No. I mean,
you got to.
I don't got no problem doing business, but don't call him my brother. That is not my brother.
Hey,
I'm just saying.
it's all about a figure of speech. You know deep down in the heart that your brother. But if that's gonna get you to that place, or he feel, I'm gonna tell you, he feel comfortable with me. Did you know they're gonna do this? It's all a game, man. You gotta play this America's game, bro.
Well, man, listen.
You gotta play the game.
As from what I see in Vern, on the street up, when I walk out of Richmond up the street, man, we pretty much own most of it. So, I mean,
Who owns most
Who
of it?
owns it?
black people.
You
No,
sure?
you see residents. You don't
Yes.
see owners.
They own that.
Yeah.
You don't know who owns
Do you
it.
know Durham is one of the biggest rental cities in North Carolina?
You kidding?
Look it up.
Like crazy.
Yeah, so the black people they look like it's black, okay, because you ain't gonna get no white people to move on Fayetteville Street.
You see residents. Bro.
Yeah,
Crazy.
don't get blinded by the black population. That's all I'm saying. And so I'm just saying, like, let's be honest. So I mean, where you from, man?
I'm from Kinston.
Kinston. Oh, K-Town. K-Town. What's the nickname for Kinston?
That people call it. What you mean?
They got a couple nicknames.
Wait, what?
Killer K.
Oh, yeah, I know some people call it bootleg Compton.
Yeah.
The bootleg Compton. So how was it growing up in Kinston? I know that's a rural town.
I mean, there's some, because there is some cities, there's some country, but like the city not even like really city, to be honest.
Kinston is it's a rough town. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
what's the
there's some
biggest job market there for people? You have factories there, or what y'all
Yeah, there's
know?
some factories. But I mean,
Kinston has a chicken farm, doesn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people from Greenville come for chicken farm.
So,
But guess what? So if I don't have anybody in the city council, and I want to come in and kind of compete with this guy that owns this chicken farm, guess what? If ain't none of us on the table, they're gonna push me out. And you best believe that chicken farm guy helping all them people on the board. Like, it's scratch my back, I scratch yours, man.
I'm from Greensboro.
Greensboro,
Yeah.
that's the whitest town out there.
That, no, it's not.
And that really guides, because like where we're from, like rural areas are guide to thinking, like we see things differently. And even and to kind of switch gears a little, I know we've been talking about the manhood principle. So I know you have some manhood principles.
Yeah.
I got some manhood principles.
And so what's the manhood principle that you developed that's most controversial?
You're on the camera, so say it loud so the people can hear these principles. Say it with your chest. Like, you stand behind these principles.
I'll say this: the one that two generate the most controversy. All right, I say number 4 that the black man must start a family with the black woman.
He must what? Start what?
Start a family with the black woman.
Start a family. Okay.
Number 6, the black man must not engage in random sex and must be in committed relationships. Those are the 2 most controversial ones.
Why are they controversial?
Because brothers like to go with the white women. Anything you know, some of these brothers out here, they talking about once they get some, they can't control themselves.
I think that's a bold statement. I don't walk around and see a lot of brothers with white women.
Oh, but some do. I'm not saying most of them. Because the brothers that was complaining, I know they're going to get assistance. But they was upset talking about, if I get a white woman, I just can't handle myself. I'm like, yo.
Well, that's his flavor. What's wrong with that?
The flavor. Commitment first to the race. We got all types of flavor in the black woman. We got buttermilk. We got lemon. We got dark chocolate. We got caramel. We got flavor.
We got a buttermilk woman.
We got all that.
I ain't never seen a buttermilk black woman.
No, we got all that.
I don't know. That's that back east, that buttermilk.
That buttermilk.
You come out here, you talk about some, I just want a white woman. Nah, brother. There's tons of black women in America. Go find
Now, I
them.
agree with you. I love to see a beautiful black family. You ever go out there to see a family, a dad with his son, kids, and that's a beautiful sight. But I'm not gonna knock a brother if he does have a white lady. That's not my cup of tea. But if he's a stand-up guy, he's good with his community, he give it back. I can't knock him for that.
I'm knocking him.
Now, if he's wearing a Trump hat and like F the black people, then I got a problem with it.
But
But that's what I'm saying.
and so why is it so important?
Because we creating black life. When a black man gets a black woman, black babies are born.
Yeah.
Then you
And,
can
but what
teach
does
them
that
things.
mean? What does it mean?
What does that mean? It means you passing on the black, kingdom. You start an empire.
What's your kingdom?
That's my kingdom. What do you mean what my kingdom is?
You say you passed on the black kingdom?
Yeah. My parents, right? They had me and my sister. Okay, they got land. Now they passing that down to me.
So, but that's not color.
It's not color.
That's property.
That's not color and property. But when a lot of times this shows something. The woman you choose to fall in love with shows your allegiance and loyalty lies. If you love your black self, you're gonna want your children to come out black. Okay?
I agree with you on
And
that.
if you go with that white woman, it says something.
But does that relationship with that white woman demean black people as a whole?
What do you mean about the
Does it hold back the black race if a black man goes with a white woman?
Well, I'll say this: it's not helping it.
So how does it hurt it?
How does it hurt it? Because this is a little controversial.
Say it.
I'm not saying right.
I can't
So,
judge.
I mean, when you look at it, right, you had like the boys and Garvey, they had beef. The boys was a mixed race person. Garvey was dark skinned. It led to a whole color defect. One was like, oh, you a fat, ugly black man. The other one was like, oh, you're light skinned this way and the third, all right? So that can also lead problems. There's a lot of risks that we cause. You understand? Another thing is that if you look at like Haiti, for example, a lot of the mixed race people are the reason why Haiti was paying a lot of money to France and everything. Because their fathers were related with France, they still had connection to them. So that's another thing you also got to think about.
Well, the allegiance in the Haitian Revolution was not particularly to a color; it was to a system. What you find a lot of times is we have allegiance to power, and that's with anything, and it happens to be white. And so when people, even with Toussaint Louverture, he still had an inner allegiance to France, even though, and he was a dark-skinned man. Toussaint Louverture was never.
But what did Toussaint Louverture love?
What did he love?
He loved white women. He was sleeping on a lot of them.
Yeah, a lot of brothers were. But but the thing about it, a lot of times with white women, a lot of times you like or desire with things that have been held from you. It's almost like if somebody is on a diet and they want a donut because they can't have a donut. And so if somebody leave a box of donuts open and close the door, you're going to go crazy. You got donuts all over your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Because you're like, man, I got to get this. And a lot of times we're the same way, as opposed to if the donuts were presented into the everyday diet, they might not choose a donut. So what you see are causal reactions to kind of what has been restricted from individuals. It's not an inward desire, like I gotta have it because white is better. It's this has been restricted for me, and I want this because I can't have it.
And also goes to where you grow up at. Like, say for instance, me being an educated brother, and I want to take my son to a better school, per se. We know how we talked about structure. Say it's a 95% white environment, and he grows up in that environment. Not saying he will, but he's been around white girls for. You've seen these guys, been around them all their life. Don't really see black sisters other than his mom. And you're attracted to who you're attracted to. So he's around them all the time, play sports with them, eat lunch with them, go to the house. He might start having an attraction for them because that's all he see all the time other than his mom. He loves his mom. So you have to throw the environment in there too. So you
We need him bringing home a sister.
So Alejandro, we talked about this yesterday, right?
Yeah.
If you are a black man, if you're an intellectual, let's say you're into arts, let's say you like poetry, let's say you like all these things that typically they're not the label of black men. Between black women and white women, who is going to hold you in the higher esteem?
The white woman.
Okay. So if you are a young black boy, and we're sexual beings, right? And so we do a lot of things based on women. Like the reason why we wear things, like if a woman tells us we look good, we're gonna wear it again, right? So if you're attention from the opposite sex is from white women who adore you, but on the other side is black women who look at you and ridicule because you don't fit inside a box. How do you blame somebody toward going towards something that adores them? So, and it sounds like you have poor mental health if you do go toward the abusive relationship.
Well, not every black woman gonna see me like that.
I'm going to what you told me.
No, because I mean, shoot, I'm telling you straight up.
Hey, did he say black women?
That's what he said. We were just about what he said.
When I tell you, when I was in class, right, I said the white women, they was there, but I said, nah, they white, they not black, so I couldn't. I'm sorry, I don't care what she say. If she not black, she not all that.
Alejandro, I know you smiled in the face of many a white women the other day.
And we're not saying we want to build black families. That's what it's about.
Yeah,
but
should.
oftentimes it just don't work like that. It doesn't, brother. But that doesn't. I can't take that brother's black card because he dating outside his race.
Nah, that's revoked, man.
I can't do that.
Alejandro,
I can't do that.
I gotta
I'm not God. I'm not a higher being. Who am I? I don't have a heaven or hell to put him in or whatever you believe in. So I can't judge that man. I got to judge that man on his character and how he live his life.
With his white woman.
If that's what he live with, hey, that's him.
I can't get value on that. I'm sorry.
I'm not telling you. I'm saying I can't judge him.
Yeah, we're talking. We're not pro black men get with white women.
That's what I'm saying.
I know y'all not for that.
What we're saying is there are a lot of times there are reasons why people do certain things. Like if you meet a woman and she responds to you in a certain way, it may be because she didn't grow up with a father. It may be because she was abused. It may be other. There are a lot of different things, and so you must look at a person, the situation in its totality, and not look, you wrong. Like, no, like, what is causing you to act this way? Mm-hmm. And that is the mature way to look at it, because at the end of the day, if you are drowning, you don't care if it's a white man's throw you the rope, you don't care if it's a black man, if he purple, if he orange. You be like, I am drowning and I need help.
That's you.
Because that black rope...
Come on. So he's just going to drown. He's going to look up, oh, that's a white hand.
Yeah.
You can see that black angel hand coming out.
You know, probably think it's God. Who is this? All I'm saying is this. Brother, I love your passion for black development. I love your passion for raising the black family. But you got to really, when you talk about this, just don't throw a bone out there. You got to really critical think and really break it down. Some of the things you say are great, but then you throw a curveball on us when you say like that. When I hear white man, I want to say what we're saying is that we live in a melting pot, man. And then by 2050, they call it the browning of America.
Yeah.
Right? The world's gonna be a brown place. You know, we ain't gonna know what people mix with, because you got Hispanic and black mixing together, Chinese. The world gonna be so brown, so that black people only thing, that's gonna be touchy. And no race is gonna be safe, not just ours.
I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
So like I watch the NFL draft every year.
Uh-huh.
Right? I see these brothers who go to black schools. All right? They go to the thing, they go to black schools, grow up in black neighborhood, everything. But as soon as they get to that college, and then white women there, all of a sudden.
Guess what they went?
What?
They went to a big Clemson or a big Carolina.
Ooh.
And they got access to these rich white girls. They driving their Porsches and all that kind of stuff. And they get suckered in.
But there's rich black women too. How come they go for the rich white girl though? And they grew up around black people.
I used to work for NC State. And when you play football, you're in a bubble.
Yeah, you are.
You got to get access to them guys. You get the white girls, they get jobs as tutors and coaches, because they know this brother gonna be a first round pick. They get him, you need lunch, they milk him in. I watched him.
They milk him in.
That's his fault. I mean, I can't say, some of them actually do love the girl really, but some of them do, like I said, their environment. They're around these girls all the time and they're in a bubble. You can't touch. Tell me, how often do you see a Duke basketball player randomly in the store? Zion was in Durham. Oh, I never ran into him. Like, did the grocery get delivered to him? Like, they're in bubbles, man. Like, you can't touch these boys.
And you got to think, too, so Dottie Heath and I, we both played football. So I remember I was getting recruited by East Carolina. Went to a school, you know, my high school, predominantly black, you know, Native American, sprinkling of white folks. When I went on campus, it was another level of privilege that I'd never been accustomed to. Like, and with sometimes with those white girls, and just with white people in general, like, if you never partied with a white person, you ain't really partied. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Excuse me.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
Anybody like if you because they behave with a level of privilege that we don't have. Like they'll say, oh, let's go this weekend my grandfather's yacht, or my dad's beach house, or let's do this because in their mind I can do anything I want to do because I'm white. Us will be like, nah, ain't but so much we can do. We can go to this club and this club and this club. And even with things like how they look at, even, like I don't smoke weed, but even in how they look at drugs, it's a very scientific thing. It's like, man, I didn't even think of doing that. I'm like, yeah, man, like we've been, like, so it's just very different. And so if you've been in a small town, especially like in Florida, where these football players are coming from, Alabama, North Carolina, these small rural towns, it's a whole new world. And so you don't want to go spend time with Keisha. You want to go over there to Marianne because she's giving you a whole new, and I'm not making an excuse for it, but I'm telling you, like, what's been exposed from the football players' standpoint. Now, I went to HBCU, and to be honest, if I would have went to East Carolina or to UNC Chapel Hill, I probably would have dated white women. I'm just being honest.
Woo.
Hey,
It's all about opportunity.
I wouldn't have married one,
Okay,
but I
okay.
definitely would have got some of that buttermilk. For sure.
You got the cocaine, huh? That's no bunny.
A prime example, like, did y'all see Carolina got those white someone with athletes, students got $1.5 million in drugs. When last time you heard about that?
I heard about
That thing got swept up on the rug so fast.
For a week, maybe?
Sure, they're probably 24 hours. Yeah,
But I'm gonna tell you they've been running drugs.
and we still be worried about Ray Ray doing 20 years for the little dope he sold
Still in the
20 years
moon
ago.
pies.
You know what I'm saying? And they got a whole $1 million. So that's why I say, until the black family as a whole wake up and really see the whole picture, like from the lower, like we was talking earlier, from the educated, and when I mean educated, I'm not calling people that didn't go to college dumb. I'm saying there's levels of education, right? Like my uncle could be a plumber. His education level is probably in that field is an expert. I get out there, don't know what's. So I'm saying, but we got to get those levels together because sometimes you'll see when you get your degree, you can be an outcast in your family. It's called an educational outcast. They come in here, you come in the house, say you come to a cookout. Soon as you walk in the yard, what's up, man? You the college, everybody, and your cousin over there looking like, well, ain't nothing special. That's you see what I'm saying? And it's just because we don't have these conversations, they think you got more money, you doing better, and then we walk different. You get what I'm saying? So, as a race, until we do that, we can't start talking about the white man this. The white man's gonna do what we let them do.
Yeah, and to Dr. Heath's point, like to a degree, if you look at any great people in society, even if you look at Muhammad's, right, his last speech, he was talking about how the Jewish religion, the Christians, and the brothers of Islam should all come together. If you study people, they know that they need other people. The Koreans have their stores in our neighborhoods. They're not saying, let's go put our stores in Korean neighborhoods. They're saying, let's go to black neighborhoods. The Jewish folks, they know how to get their money from the Italians, from the African Americans, from the white folk, whoever. It doesn't matter. If you're not able to appropriately and effectively manage relationships outside of your race, you're gonna be typecast. You're gonna be in a silo, and you're not gonna have a whole lot of success. Even if you don't like a person, you're gonna have to learn how can I manipulate this thing to help out my cause? Because that's surely what they do to you when you buy those juices and stuff at these supermarkets in the hood, these bodegas. A lot they don't love us, but they understand that I have to be there for the money. How can I effectively manage this relationship? Like back in the day when Clinton was running for office, he got on this show called the Arsenio Hall Show. First thing he did was play a saxophone. For black people, we said, man, he cool. Donald Trump just pardoned Kodak Black, Lil Wayne, and Kwame Brown. So if he is allowed to run, he could be like, how am I racist if I pardon Kodak Black? Free Kodak. So you have to understand that how can I manipulate situations for my benefit and not be so outwardly like man, forget all people but black people.
I didn't say that. I always said sell to anybody.
I'm just saying.
I didn't say that. I said, hey, if they want something.
And I have a problem that we always have to put black on. Like, I don't, you know, when you go to, I just went to Moe's for lunch. A white man could own it, a black man, I don't know. But we got to put black on. So if I'm a racist, oh, that's a black-owned business? No, I don't want to go there. So we box ourselves in, too, and it's not about...
But if I'm trying to spend money with my people, right, and all that's black-owned...
I understand that.
Okay.
But that should be an underground black...
Yeah.
At the churches, we should be dropping off leaflets. Y'all know
No.
such and such own this, but we got to put it out there. This is black-owned. And they looking like, oh, that's black-owned? Nah, we're not going over there. You missing dollars. So we trying to manipulate the system.
You could be surprised.
You
I
know,
might say, "Oh, that's black-owned." You know, I might understand their cause.
75 million people voted for Donald Trump. 75 million. Think about that number. That's a lot of people. A lot of people that believe in what he believes in, his ideologies. Those same people that march to the Capitol. And you talking about they gonna try to support, and they crying and talking about Hispanics and everybody taking their money. And they see another black-owned business, you think they're going to take their dollar in there and spend it?
If that's a black self-supporting business, I think they might.
Okay. What you think about that? You been quiet.
Oh man. Oh, probably not. Cause I mean, like, a lot of Trump supporters are like real extremists with their like ideologies. Like this, like really strong with them. So I don't. Like, especially, like, the thing about, you know, saying, like, if they see a store and it got up that they're a black-owned business, they're going to, like, not go there. They're going to ignore it. Especially, like, depending on where it is. Like, if they do happen to, like, if someone tries to start their black-owned business in a majority white community, it might not get support.
I did it. I opened up a popcorn shop. I ran it for 2.5 years. We closed it down during COVID. We just closed the doors. But... until I hired a white lady, I was testing the system. I said, okay, black man. And they kept saying, who owned it? They wanted to know who owned it so bad. And they finally found out it was black owned. The traffic slowed down. It really slowed down. You get what I'm saying? And so I'm like, dang. I mean, I got to hire a white lady in here just to show. And it made me mad, but I got it. So all the time you want to lead with this black pride stuff, you got to be prepared for the consequence of that. We're not saying put our black pride to the side. But if you want to lead with that, and you already said black people don't support like that, you can't be hollering black people don't support them when you knew the statistics. You get what I'm saying? So, like, the white people stopped coming in there. And then the black people wasn't coming like that. We was like, dang. So we hired a white lady. Traffic picked up a little bit more. We didn't go in as much. And it was hurtful. Like, dang, we got to really disguise this as a white establishment to make sure our doors stay open. So we're going to talk about this black power stuff. It starts at the bottom. Can't blame no white person. We got to look at ourselves. And I don't think marrying a white woman is going to make us better or worse. Obviously, it might help you. You might get some loans. Everything her name.
No vanilla. No vanilla.
Oh, I'm just saying.
No sugar, no.
Nah, but, you know, that's my take on it. So.
No.
I don't know. But all I'm saying...
Huh? You lost me on that last part.
I'm just saying. People are people, brother. Not all people are bad. You know? Like we said earlier, if some of the white people hadn't been around, we might be still out there working in the field. The Underground Railroad was started by somebody.
There we go.
Right or wrong, I'm just saying.
And we want to let you know, like, I understand. And I think where it comes from, Dr. Heath and I, we've been exactly, I was you back in the day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Me too.
You go through life and learn, and then you become us. You know
Play the game, brother.
Like,
I'm not putting my black card up, but we playing the game.
Yeah.
It's chess, right? It's chess.
Y'all made the black woman, so.
I go drink a beer with my white neighbor. He started teaching me about stuff that his homeboy making money. I don't really mingle with him like that. I'm just out here, let me get some of this. I done drunk a beer with you. Okay, you think I'm cool. I tell my wife, you know they doing this, you doing this? I looked it up, guess what they was doing. So it's about playing the game. We're not best buddies, we don't talk every day, but I mingle with them to see what they're doing. But if you just isolate yourself, they're gonna be doing some backdoor stuff and we still running with chickens with our head cut off and all we can just tap in a little bit get a little bit of knowledge and take it back to the community. That's similar to the Underground Railroad. When that lady was in there cleaning them dishes and they talking about business deals, she's going back to the field. Master them gonna be here. This might be the best weekend for y'all to escape, because he going to New Jersey. And back then, New Jersey was a 3-month journey on a horse. You know what I'm saying? So you got to tap in. Like Mr. Andrews said, we was like you. I was pro-black, and I'm still pro-black. But I can't shut the world off. I'm telling you, you're going to miss out on some good nuggets. And that's how you're going to build your platform. You got to engage with them. That's just my opinion.
And don't end up with a white woman. You talking all this stuff?
Stop it. Stop. Don't jinx me. Don't you jinx
I'm
me.
gonna pull up this interview.
Don't jinx me.
Because it's a white woman right now who will eat you up, just like you are. Pro-black
Stop
and
it.
everything.
Stop. God forbid. God forbid.
Hey, she be in Walmart getting all the cocoa butter.
She got a Washington black soap, man.
So, we got a few more minutes. One more topic before we go. Anything, like I said, anything. And we're not bashing. This is about, we're talking about race. You got to understand race.
So
You got to be able to laugh about race.
What's your view on mixed women?
That's one. I just like.
He looking at him in the busted challenge.
I didn't say that. No, I don't look at that busted challenge.
Yeah, that's what he doing.
Man, listen. For me, Alejandro, I just like my women like black.
I love it, bro. Keep that.
No, if you like a mixed sister, that's you, man. As long as you're not white, I'm cool.
But you don't think you are who your daddy is?
I am who my daddy is.
Like, say if I figure, this is my opinion. If say he had a child by a white lady, I would think his child would be black because it come from a black man. Even though the child is mixed, but the black would be the dominant race because that seed came from him. He made that baby. She birthed the baby.
That depends though, like, because that's very diverse. Because I mean, like, you got some societies that go by the mother, some go by the father. So
Can a woman make a baby?
you know, she can.
Oh, so who made that baby?
The dad, but you know, if we have that conversation in here,
No, it's the truth.
okay, because I believe in that.
You get
completely,
two men together, can they make a baby?
Huh?
Can two men make a baby?
No.
Can two women make a baby?
No.
Okay, it's that man who waters that hole, and then the flower comes,
Most
right?
definitely.
That's the best political way to say it, right?
Definitely.
Right?
Any sisters in it?
So we in college, bro.
Yeah, but you know they're about to say I'm the goddess.
No, I'm just saying.
All this.
So I figure like you are who your daddy is. That's just my opinion.
I mean, hey, I ain't got no problem with that. But I mean,
Well,
for me, I
well,
like my
for
women.
time's sake, we ain't gonna run it in. I mean, this is the first episode, and so
We didn't even get into the semen retention.
yeah.
Oh yeah, don't talk about that semen retention. Hold back your seed.
So the next episode we'll come with something a little bit more deeper. Have new guests on.
They have some young ladies on.
Young ladies on. So thank y'all for stepping in today, man. And keep the pride alive, brother. We're not trying to rain on your parade, but all we saying in your plan, critically think it, right? Don't just put it out there and think it's ice cold solid. Look at the world for what it is, man. And then your plan would be right on.
And then when you laid up with Becky tonight,
Don't you dare,
Yeah.
no.
Turning Bixby.
Just don't talk bad about it.
All right,
Man.
so thank you for coming out, man. Good stuff, man.
Thanks for seeing y'all too.
All right. It was here from here.